Hi everybody and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have my Booktube-a-thon TBR. This is my fourth Booktube-a-thon that I'm participating in. Remember the very first Booktube-a-thon, like I didn't mean to participate and then I did. And then the second one, I like meant to participate, and then the third one I think I was like not sure. The third one I was moving and I was like there's no way I could participate, and then I like read 10 books. So this summer Booktube-a-thon is something that I tend to really enjoy, and I've been like playing with the idea of what I wanted to read this week for a whole while. Like ever since those challenges came up, I've been very like trying to figure out what I want to do, because I know that last year I read 10 books during the Booktube-a-thon, and like I was moving and like it was like insane. So I'm like scared because last year I like pushed myself to 10 because the year before that I had read 9, so I was like I must beat myself. And I don't want to go into this week thinking that, because I just want to be able to like enjoy the read-a-thon and just read and not feel like I'm just trying to like break my bookshelf and like read everything. So I'm trying to make sure that I go into this with a whatever I read attitude. Like I don't even know if I'm gonna keep to the books on my TBR. Like that's like I want to be able to just enjoy the Booktube-a-thon, especially because like I don't participate in the video challenges. I do make daily updates, but I don't do the Instagram pictures or anything like that. So I really do have the time to read, but I just want to be able to enjoy this and enjoy summer because it'll be gone before we know it. So let's just get started with the challenges. So I'm going to attempt to try to get all 7 challenges done because that's my minimum goal. So the first challenge is to read a book with yellow on the cover. And what I wanted to do, I had a real urge to try to get to this book, The Friends We Keep, because I knew she had a yellow dress and I've been wanting to read this all summer, but I haven't gotten to Girls of Mischief Bay yet, so I can't do that. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to read I Take You by Eliza Kennedy. I got this book in exchange for an honest review from Blogging for Books, so I know I need to get to this, and it looks like it should be like a really fast, easy read, but I don't know if I'm going to be in the mood for that. So I also took out The Cure for the Common Breakup by Beth Kendrick because it has a yellow ice cream scoop. So this would count for yellow on the cover as well. So one or the other, I feel like they'll both be decent books to get through this week. Probably won't read both, but I like to have my options. I actually have quite a few books with yellow on the cover that I could swap in and out at any second. The next challenge is to read a book to movie adaptation. It's funny because usually I have a ton of book to movie adaptations, or like books that are going to be movies. I don't have that this time around. The only book that I really have is Still Alice by Lisa Genova, and I don't know anything about this. I don't even know if it would be a quick read. I don't even know, like I won't even be able to watch the movie because it's not on Netflix, it's not on Amazon Prime Movie, so I don't know what I'm going to do when it comes to watching the movie. The only other options I have on my shelf right now are the Harry Potter book, because obviously, and then 50 Shades of Grey too, so 50 Shades Darker, which I never want to watch those movies anyways, and that's not even out yet. So I'm kind of stuck when it comes to that challenge, but I don't know. If you know anything about this book and you think this will be fine, just let me know down below. I would really appreciate it. Then for the challenge for read a book that's older than you, I decided to pick up Peril at End House by Agatha Christie. This is I always say his name wrong, Hercule Poirot mystery. I tend to read her books completely out of order anyways. I really love her books. I've only read like 3 or 4, but I think that they're really fun and they're really easy to get to considering that they were written in like the 30s. So definitely older than me, and really looking forward to reading this one. Then to read a book only after sunset. I tend to read whenever anyway, so I'm sure half of these books will eventually end up qualifying as reading after sunset, but I figured just in case there's like a time where like I just need to read a book after sunset, I would pick this book. It's called Family Affair by Debbie Macomber. This is the shortest book I have ever owned in my entire life. It's only like 100 pages, I think. Yeah, 99 pages. So like I could read this in one sitting at night, but I feel like all my books are going to end up being read throughout either the day or night anyways, so I just figured I'd throw this in there. And then read a book by your favorite author. You know my favorite author is Diane Chamberlain. So obviously I'm going to read one of her books. So I picked out The Courage Tree. Like I said, I have a whole bunch behind me, so I really could pick up any at whim. So if I change my mind and I don't particularly want to read this one, I don't have to. And actually it has yellow on the cover, which I didn't notice. So I'm going to be trying to read this book. Then read a book that you learned about through YouTube. Again, that could be so many books on my shelf anyways, but I decided I went to Barnes & Noble the other day and I had a 15% off coupon, so I had to buy something. So I picked up With Malice by Eileen Cook. I've been seeing this everywhere on YouTube lately. It sounds amazing. It sounds right up my alley. It's about like these two girls and they go on this trip. Well, I'm assuming they're girls. It says friends. They go on this trip and then it sounds like drama and everything goes down, which is awesome because this reminds me, so far, like obviously I haven't started it, but it reminds me of Dangerous Girls by Abigail Hawes, which I love to pieces. So I'm really, 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 really looking forward to getting to this book. And then the last challenge is to read 7 books. So that's 6 books right there. So I might pick up The Santangelos by Jackie Collins because this is definitely a summer book and I definitely need to read this before the summer is over. And I figured even though it's really chunky, I tend to kind of fly through Jackie Collins to begin with. But I figured if one of my books is literally the size this makes up for the fact that this is 100 pages. So I plan on reading this book. But like I said, this TBR could probably change in an hour because I really have no idea because there's so many different books on my shelf that follow most of these challenges that I could totally like change my mind and pick something else up. But definitely keep an eye out. I want to do another video maybe this afternoon filming my wrap-up video for the books that I've read before the Booktube-a-thon, so that way I don't have to like have one giant like wrap-up. I do plan on making videos every day with updates to show you my progress, so definitely keep your eye out for that. And I hope you guys are going to participate too. Let me know if you're participating down below. Anything about these books,